So we might have completely underestimated the budget for GTA 6 because some new calculations have come out, and if these are even remotely accurate, it could genuinely be the most expensive game ever made. I'm not talking slightly more expensive than other games, I'm talking a completely different level. Now this information actually comes from a breakdown by Salco505. They've put together the full calculation and explained how they've got to these numbers, so full credit to them for this, and I'll leave the original video and the post link below as well if you want to check it out for yourself. When you start actually looking into this properly, it's not just the number itself that's crazy, it's how they've reached that number in the first place, and when you break it down step by step, it actually starts to make a lot more sense why. So all this comes from new calculations that Salco505 has put together, trying to estimate the total cost around GTA 6. I'm going to throw the actual breakdown up on the screen because this is where it starts to make a lot more sense. But when you look at the base costs alone, already potentially sitting at around £2.7 million, which is roughly $3.4 billion. And that's based on Rockstar spending from around 2020 up to the release window of GTA 6. Now, to be absolutely clear, this isn't purely GTA 6 on its own. A lot of this comes from Rockstar as a whole, so that includes things like GTA Online, Red Dead Online, while it was still being supported, general company costs like staff, operations, and other projects potentially in development. But that's what makes this more interesting, because even if you include all of that, you're still looking at billions just in baseline costs. And if you simplify this down a bit, the core 2.7 billion is mainly staff salaries and just day-to-day costs of running Rockstar over the last few years. And on top of that, you've got the additional expenses layered on top, things like salaries, overheads outside the UK, which from this is estimated at around 700 million, and then marketing, which could be anywhere between 3 to 500 million. And even music licensing, that could range from 10, potentially up to 100 million, depending on how far they go with it. So when you stack all of it together, you're realistically looking at somewhere between 3.4 billion on the low end, all the way up to over 5 billion on the high end. And again, this isn't just for GTA 6 alone, it's a combination of a lot of things, but it really does show you the level that Rockstar are operating at and the kind of scale that GTA 6 is being built within. And this is where GTA 6 becomes completely different to most of the games, because Rockstar don't really work on deadlines in the same way that other studios do, and they don't rush things out, and they definitely take as long as they need to get everything perfect. And most studios are working towards a fixed release window, and they've got pressure from publishers, investors, and absolute timelines they have to hit. And that just usually means that more compromises get made along the way, features get cut and systems get simplified, and things just get rushed to get the game out. But Rockstar never does that. They take as long as they need to get the game exactly where they want, and that's one of the reasons why their games feel so different when you actually play them. Everything feels more detailed, more polished, and a lot more intentional. But that approach comes with a cost, and it's a huge one, because every extra month in development costs money. Every extra year costs even more, and you've got thousands of employees being paid the entire time, ongoing development, resources, technology, and everything constantly running in the background. And GTA 6 hasn't just been in development for a short amount of time. This has been going on for years, depending on how you look at it, nearly a decade. So when you stack that amount of time, it's not surprising that the numbers start getting this high, because it's not just one big payment, it's constant spending over a very long period of time. And that's how you end up reaching ridiculous numbers like this. And with regards to the wages alone, this is probably the biggest factor out of everything. And because when you think about it, it's not a small team. You're talking about thousands of people working across multiple studios around the world, developers, designers, artists, writers, testers, all working on different parts of the game at the same time. And every one of these people is being paid continuously, and this really starts to stack up. So if you ignore everything else even for a second and just focus on wages, you're already dealing with huge numbers. And on top of that, you've got the overtime, management, support staff, and all the extra layers that come with running a company at this scale. It's not just salaries, it's everything around those salaries as well. And because development has gone on for so long, that cost doesn't just sit still, it builds over time, and it's a constant burn rate that never really stops, even when the game's finished. So when you start seeing numbers in the billions, a huge part of that is simply the cost of all those people working there and the salaries. But at the same time, there's a reason why Rockstar are willing to spend this much, because GTA 6 isn't just another game. It's probably one of the biggest entertainment releases ever, not just in gaming, but across all platforms. And Rockstar definitely know that, and they know how high expectations are, and they know what people are expecting from this game, and they absolutely have to deliver on it. And if they can, the return is going to be ridiculous. We've already seen what GTA 5 did, and that was over a decade ago, and the game went on to generate billions over time, and it's even still going now. So imagine that on a much bigger scale, bigger world, bigger systems, more detail, and more ambition behind everything. So in a way, the budget isn't just about cost, it's an investment. They're spending this much because they're going to make back absolutely way more than that. And that's the key thing here. This level of spending only makes sense if Rockstar are confident that GTA 6 is going to deliver on a level that we've never really seen before. And the part that really puts everything into perspective is because we're still not at the end of development. There's still time to go, still polishing, and still updates and changes happening behind the scenes, and that all continues to cost money. Even at this stage, you've still got teams working on the game, refining things, improving systems, fixing everything, and just making sure the game's where it needs to be before it drops. And then after that, you've got marketing, which for a game like GTA 6 is going to be absolutely massive. Trailers, advertising, global campaigns, everything you'd expect to see from a release of this size is all going to be coming. And that alone can cost hundreds of millions, literally. So even after the game releases, it doesn't stop there. You've got GTA Online, ongoing updates, future content, long-term support, and all of that just continues to add up the cost over time. So even if the number right now already looks insane, it's still not finished and it's still increasing, which means by the time this actually releases, the final number could be even higher, although I think he did include the potential total cost in part of the budget as well that he calculated. So what could the final budget end up being for GTA 6? The honest answer is we probably won't know, and even when we do, it's not going to be fully accurate because everything is still constantly going, and Rockstar are never going to come out and just say how much money they've spent on a game like this. But based on everything we're seeing, it's easily shaping up to be one of the most expensive games, if not entertainment products ever put together, and it's not even going to be a close. And because again, it's not just one big cost, it's years of constant development, constant investment, all building towards this one single release. And when you look at everything together, the time, the staff, the scale, the ambition, it starts to make sense just how it's reached this ridiculous level. But I do genuinely think once all is said and done, we are going to be looking a minimum of around $3 billion for the production of this game, which is just completely mind-blowing, and there's no other company that would be awarded the time and that amount of money from the investors to be able to hit this level. And it's just why Rockstar always just is a league above everyone else. And you can see that just by jumping into Red Dead Redemption 2, even today, it's just absolutely phenomenal. So when you look at it like that, it actually starts to make sense why GTA 6 is taking so long. It's not just another game, it's Rockstar doing something absolutely massive that's probably not been done before, and this explains why the budget is just going up and up. And they're trying to create something on a completely different level, something bigger, more detailed, and more ambitious than anything they've ever done before. And that takes time and it takes a lot of money. And whether that pays off, we'll just have to wait and see. But one thing is clear, this game is going to be absolutely huge. So there we go, I hope you enjoyed the video. It's just absolutely crazy just how much money Rockstar are going to spend on this. But how much do you think the final figure will end up being? And do you think GTA 6 is going to be worth this kind of budget? And how quickly do you think it's going to start to roll back in and make all that money back? If you do enjoy the content, you can follow me on the socials as well, X, TikTok and Instagram. And on X, it's Rockstation on X, and we've recently just hit 13k, so I really appreciate that as well. And a massive thank you because we're about to hit 2,500 subscribers on here as well. So once again, really appreciate all the support. And if you do enjoy the video, feel free to drop a like and subscribe, and it'd be great to read some of your comments as well.